Alright, welcome back. This is Grellenheimer. I haven't done a video in a little over a week now. But I have some corrections. I want to go over some cards super quick. My camera is in the sun. It's pretty hot down here. I've got over 90 degrees, and it might be even hotter where my phone is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to go over 6 super quick Cyberverse based battle cards. 4 of these I've already gone over, but I'm fixing them. I think how these need to be triggered after kind of playing around with them and printing them out and seeing it physically, which helps me a lot. It just really helps me a lot, and I realize, oh, this is how this would work better. So let's start off with Sting Shot. Now, Sting Shot originally gave anybody can use Sting Shot. I take that back. No, let's start over. Sting Shot is a common battle card. It is an orange pip, the only orange pip of these, and it's a utility. They're mostly all utilities except for Fusion Flame, which you've seen before. But Sting Shot is an orange pip with +1 to defense, put on Autobots only. So the Autobots are only going to be able to play Sting Shot, but which is unusual because you're going to get a bump up for defense from a utility, not just an armor. So for your orange pip decks, this might be a nice little addition to play with your cars or your Autobots or anything along those lines. So when it's on a Bumblebee, if you have a Bumblebee on your team that is equipped with a weapon and an action card was played for turn, this gets Pierce 2 for turn. So, and that's how I based most of these battle card, the wording for these now. The action is an action card for turn is going to trigger the upgrade. Not really the upgrade. Whatever it shows, this is going to get +1 to defense for any of your Autobots that's wearing this as a utility. That's not a big deal. But it's for when it's on a weapon. Excuse me, when on a Bumblebee already equipped with a weapon. So how to best set these up, and most of these are pretty much, they all have to have a weapon because that's what it showed on the toys, because that's where these pictures came from, were the toys. The names of these came from the toys. While this is on a Bumblebee that is equipped with a weapon. So one, you need to have a Bumblebee in play. You need to already have a weapon on it. So the next time, you kind of want to set this up. If you have somebody else that Bumblebee is paired up with, have it swing first maybe. Get a weapon on him, swing with a higher attack with somebody else, maybe in their bot mode. And this isn't really dependent on mode, just Bumblebee or Autobots. But when it's on Bumblebee, you go ahead and put a weapon on him, attack with another character. It comes back your turn. As long as Bumblebee still has that weapon, and Sting Shot is in your hand, play a Sting Shot, play an action, boom. He's now going to get Pierce 2 also for turn. Not an attack. I changed it. It's not an attack 2 plus turn. It's Pierce 2 for turn. So it just seemed to set right with the action of Sting Shot, the look of it, what is sort of going on with this weapon and with this card. And it just seems to make a little more sense this way. So that is Sting Shot. Let's move on to Medic's Rage. Medic's Rage is not, I do not think that was the name of the actual action from the toy. I think I named this. It was the only one that I named. It is I made it an uncommon. It's got a white pip with +1 for defense for anybody that, well, let's go over the list. Now, this is a little different. I'm actually utilizing the function name of the bots. These can be Autobots, they can be Decepticons, but they have to be an infantry or special op, a soldier, or a medic. So this is for infantry, special ops, soldiers, and medics only. I almost added wreckers in there, but I didn't. So that's still going to include a lot of characters. And I started looking at the functions. I'm like, no one is utilizing these functions. And we've got a lot of characters that are infantry. We have a Megatron that's infantry. We have a Prime that's infantry. We have a Hot Rod. The one official Hot Rod that we have is an infantry character. We have a lot of special ops. We have, I think, Hound is a special ops. A lot of our female bots, Chromia, RC, are special ops. Then, of course, you know, Red Alert, Fix It, Ratchet, medics, all our medics, as long as it has medic or some type of medic in there, or some type of special op or some type of soldier, you can put Medic's Rage on it. Doesn't matter if it's what faction it is. It really doesn't. When the upgraded character, again, it's a utility with a white pip, it's going to give them +1 to defense. First off, when the upgraded character does at least 3 damage, repair 1 to another character on your team. Now, I almost had this too originally, and then I started looking at, I'm in the middle of making it a Cyberverse Ratchet character also, and I realized, and I had him something similar to this, and for when he does it, he gets to repair 2 to one of your characters. And I'm thinking, well, golly, that's a lot of repair, not including toolbox or even a medic card. You know, I'm like, maybe this is a little too much, so let's bring it back down to 1. So that is Medic's Rage. That's the first time I've mentioned this one, but I was also, this has nothing to do with an action card. Notice that. Let's move on to the rare Laserbeak Blast utility. White pip card, blue for Decepticons on the flip. So this is going to be great for your Decepticons for flipping for defense. It's going to give them +1 to defense. While this is on Soundwave, Raider Laserbeak on your team has Pierce 2. So we have a few different things here going on. 1, it can be on any Soundwave. 2, it's going to have to include Raider Laserbeak, which is a spy patrol. Originally, I was wanting to have this like a deploy, like an action card, to be able to deploy a Laserbeak into the field like that with a card, kind of like the cards that we have for Trypticon. And well, it wasn't going to work because the only Laserbeak that I could find, because that is the name of this action off the Toy Guys. He turns into a cassette, but he's not a mini cassette. He's a spy patrol, and spy patrols don't go under Soundwave. And so I went ahead and used the one Laserbeak we have, Raider Laserbeak, that, you know, to try to keep this all in line with the characters, with the action, with Cyberverse, where this is coming from. Raider Laserbeak in mini cassette has 0 attack. In his other mode, I believe he has 2 to attack and 2 pierce. So what this is going to do, doesn't matter which mode he's in. When this is on Soundwave Laser, it's going to give Raider Laserbeak pierce, a total of pierce 4, without upgrades, without actions. Of course, he only has at most attack of 2, but as long as you flip the orange is there. This utility on Soundwave is going to give Laserbeak Pierce 4. When he is knocked out, it's at least going to give Soundwave +1 to defense. So there is that. Let's move on to the rare Fusion Mega Shot, which is a white pip card for Decepticons only. So this is going to be great for your Decepticon teams to getting double whites, but it's only going to help the Decepticons on your team. So, you know, if you're looking for an all Decepticon deck, this would be great to pad in there. Again, it's another utility that has bold 1. We don't see many utilities that give bold, tough, pierce, etc. But this one does give bold 1. We do have one, and I forgot what it was. It's on the, but anyway. It's a white pip card with the Decepticon symbol on it, it does not have anything else. It's not going to give attack. It's not going to give defense. It's not going to give health. And here's why. And it can go on any character. And it will give them bold 1 from the utility side. But here's the caveat. And it is Megatron. Because he's on... This is where the name of this came from. It was from his box or cover for... from Cyberverse. While this is on a Megatron and he has a weapon, again, they have to be in play. It has to be it can be any Megatron. It could be my weaponizer Megatron. As long as he's got a weapon and he's got this on as a utility, you play an action, he's going to get Pierce 1 for each upgrade in its armor slot. And we do have well, he can't have another utility to give him extra armor slots, but things like extra padding come to mind. So if you got some extra paddings in play and you go, ooh, boom, 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 extra paddings, as long as they're not vaporized or bumped off or whatever, and on your next turn, and your Megatron hasn't gone yet, you put on Fusion Mega Shot. You play an action for turn. You just charged Pierce 1 for each of those extra paddings to give him Pierce 3. Not including anything else. Not including his weapon. Not including, you know, any other actions played for turn. So I thought this was a neat way to do this. It makes sense. I like it. Again, a lot of these have a little bit of build up, a little bit of setup to get going, to get triggered, etc., etc. 2 more. Fusion Flame, which is obviously a rare. Most of these are rare. The Sting Shot's the only common. Medic's Rage is the only uncommon. The rest of these are rare. Fusion Flame is an armor for Autobots only. It does have a black pip for Autobots only. But it's going to give any Autobot wearing this as an armor +2 to defense. But here's the nice part is, while this is on a hot rod, it can be the official hot rod, it can be a fan-made hot rod, as long as it's on a hot rod equipped with a weapon, and you played an action for turn, it's going to give him +1 to attack. So, you know, I almost did a little more than that, but I'm thinking, 1, he's already going to have a weapon. 2, he already has some of attack. 3, you're going to be flipping, hopefully, some orange in your attack as well. So it's just a little incremental. It's just 1. It's not a whole lot. It's just 1. But it's still, being a Fusion Flame and being an armor, it's going to give him at least a nice defense of +2. So there is that. But just like Fusion Mega Shot, Sting Shot, and when we go on to the next one, Energon Axe Attack, you have to play and have an action for turn to be played. And even if it's something that doesn't really work for you, as long as you play an action and you're like, well, this isn't really going to help me, but I'm playing an action for turn, you know, it's still pertinent to getting these triggered. So it's going to give your hot rod +1 to attack. Let's look at the last one. It shows it's a common. I want to change it to a rare. The Energon Axe Attack, which Fusion Flame is the only armor. This is the Energon Axe Attack is another utility with a white pip color with the Autobot symbol on it. So only your Autobots are going to get the double flip for the white when you play this, and it's also going to give them +1 for attack from a utility. I am the king of utilities. Have you figured that out yet? All the Power Masters are going to be utilities. While this is on a prime equipped with a weapon, here we go again, and an action was played for turn, it's going to give that prime +1 to attack for turn. So it's basically, you know, the same thing, the same setup. Give him giving him a weapon. It doesn't have to be an axe. It can be any weapon. Give him a weapon, and then when the turn you want him to attack, put on the Energon Axe Attack as your utility, play an action, +2 to attack for prime, any prime. I did not make this Autobots only, so yes, this is going to work on your Sentinel primes, your Nemesis primes, anything with the name Prime in it. It's going to help the primes, any Optimus Prime, if you get my drift. So it's just +2 to attack, and that's really all it's going to do. None of these are star cards. None of these are star cards. So there's that. And for the last one, I just want to go over one more card, and I've corrected it. I showed it on Facebook. It is called Possession. As long as a Starscream that was on your starting team is in the KO, it's going to give one of the equipped character +4 to attack. So it's a nice +4. It is not. I took the star off. It had a star. It was a star card originally. Took the star off, but I left the verbiage. You can only have one of these per deck. So you can't have, if you use the 5-star Starscream just to get him knocked out early to be able to use the card, and it's not going to be KO'd. So if it's scrapped and you draw it again, you can put, you know, anybody can be possessed. It's called Possession. Anybody can be possessed by a Starscream. So now I feel like the BCP guy. I call him Marcus. I don't know his real name. So it's going to give them +4 to attack, which is nice. But you had to have had a Starscream, and he's got to get KO'd. And then this is going to be triggered to give whatever character that this is equipped with +4 to attack. You can only have one of these cards in your deck. Because like I said, you can only have Starscream possess one character at a time, and I wanted to ensure that happened. That's originally why I made it a star card. Some people were, you know, we talked about it a little on Facebook, and I thought, you know, that maybe this is about right. Let's take the star off, make it from +3 to attack to 4, changed it to 4, and I think this is going to be a neat card. Again, it's another utility. I'm king of the utilities. So hopefully these will be a nice, neat, fun additions for setting these up, to getting them to work. I don't think they're that really hard to set up. They're very fun to do. Sting Shot's going to be giving your Bumblebees Pierce 2. Your Medic's Rage is going to be help your Transformer function characters with infantry, special ops, soldiers, and medics to at least repair 1, as long as they damage an enemy by 3. Fusion Mega Shot while on a Megatron, and you play an action for turn that has a weapon, it's going to charge all your whatever's in your armor slots. How many any upgrades in its armor slot, Pierce 1 for each. Fusion Flame, well, it's at least is going to give +2 to defense on anybody as an armor. While it's on Hot Rod and you played an action for turn, it's going to give him at least +1 to attack. It seems a little low, but everything adds up in this game. And I think Dan Arnold, while the ATP stuff is very good stuff, and it seems very solid, there is a little bit of power creep, and Stefan is a little bit right on that. So I'm really trying to pull back somewhat. Then, of course, the Energon Axe Attack. White pip card +1 to attack for those that are wearing it. Is when it's on a prime, and as long as they have a weapon, you play another action. It's going to give them +2 from the utility side. So that's still big. But there's a little setup. I think these are really going to be neat and fun to play with. I hope you enjoy. Please test these out, and we'll see you next time. Have a blessed day, and as always, flip out and let's roll for it.